Hello, bees, and welcome!
You know, when you think about some world-changing idea, what do you think is really driving it? It's usually not just about the tech, right? Or the business plan. Well, today, we're going to break down a framework that gets right to the heart of it all. The hidden human story. The personal journey that's behind every great innovation.
I mean, think about it. We see the shiny final product, right? The big breakthrough, the successful company, but what we almost never see is the journey. The real, messy, human journey that made it all happen. All the struggle, the moments of resilience, what kept them going, that stuff is usually completely hidden. So, if that story is the real engine behind it all, how in the world do you get to it? How do you find that heart? Well, there's this really cool series called SpBEEker, and they've cooked up a pretty unique method to do exactly that. They found a way to turn a simple interview into like a full-on discovery of someone's purpose. All right, let's get into it. This whole idea of pollinating the world with purpose. That's their phrase, and I gotta say, it's a really powerful way to think about how great ideas can spread and actually create change. Kind of like pollen spreading from flower to flower. And this quote, this really gets to the core of what the SpBEEker series is all about. The whole belief is that if you can just share these untold stories from people who are making a difference, you can spark actual, real change across the globe. It's all about that connection, you know? Taking a personal story and turning it into something we can all do together. So, what exactly is this method? Well, they call it the SpBEEker framework. And yeah, it's built around a set of questions, but you gotta stop thinking of it like a boring, rigid interview. It's way more like a map for telling a story. It's designed to literally guide someone through their own journey and help them discover what's at the center of it all. Okay, so let's check out this map. The whole framework is set up to walk innovators through 5 key stages of their journey. And what this does is give their story a really powerful and honestly super compelling structure. And this is where you can really see how brilliant this whole thing is. It's not just a random list of questions, right? It's a full-on story arc. You start with your personal roots, then you move through a major challenge and how you recovered, and from there it expands out to your community and boom, the big idea. It's basically the classic hero's journey, but totally redesigned for the innovators of today. You know how it goes. Every great story has an origin. So the framework starts right there, digging deep into the personal stuff. Where did you come from? And maybe even more important, what did you have to overcome? This is all about building that solid foundation for the story. So first up, the framework asks about your hive. This is all about the community, the people who really shaped who you are. Then it gets to the sting. That's that one big challenge, you know, the setback that taught you how to be resilient. And after the sting comes the nectar. This is what keeps you going. The people, the places, the things you do that renew your energy. It's such a powerful combination, right? Your roots, your resilience, and your source of renewal. Okay, so once that personal foundation of resilience is set, the map starts to zoom out. It moves away from just the individual story and starts looking at how they bring other people in, how they build a whole community around their mission. This is a really crucial shift. We're going from my story to our action. The framework literally asks, how do you build your hive? It's all about the practical, real-world steps you take to get people to work together and turn what was maybe a solo mission into a full-blown movement. And once you've got that community, that hive, what do you do with it? Where do you point all that energy? This next question really pushes the changemaker to think big. It's asking them to take all that collective power and aim it at a major global issue. This is where the story suddenly gets a whole lot bigger. Which brings us to the final stage. This is the whole point of the journey, really. It's about figuring out and being able to clearly state that one core idea that absolutely has to be shared with everyone. And they have a great name for it, golden pollen. This is the moment where you take everything, your personal journey, all the struggles, the community you've built, and you distill it all down into one single, powerful idea. This is it. This is the one thing you need the world to hear. So this is the big one, the final question of the whole framework. And notice, it's not just asking, hey, what's your idea? It's asking, why is it important to you? This question is basically asking you to define your legacy, to get to the absolute core of your why, the real reason you do what you do. But here's the thing, a story this powerful can't just be the end of the road. And that's why the framework is actually designed to be a beginning, to kick off this amazing, continuous cycle of inspiration that just keeps the conversation moving forward. Here's how they do it. Each speaker has to do two things. First, they give a challenge to the audience, which is often students, and second, they pose one question for the next person who's going to speak in the series. It's genius, right? It guarantees that the conversation never gets stale. It keeps evolving and pollinating new ideas and inspiring new people. It's like a built-in pay-it-forward system. So as we wrap this up, let's think about that last part. Imagine you had the floor. The world's next big innovator is standing right there, listening. What's the one question you would ask to get to the heart of their story? What would you ask to find their golden pollen?